I'm Representative Deb Eddy. We are here in Olympia in the second half of the short session of 2012. Today, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what was a truly remarkable event this past week. The legislature passed and the governor signed a bill making Washington the 7th state to approve, to acknowledge the right of same-sex couples to a civil marriage. On the floor debate, there was an amendment brought forward by Representative Rodney that would have required a referendum to be placed on the legislation, and thus it would be sent to the voters for approval. On the floor, I spoke in opposition to that amendment, which did not pass. So the legislation does not have a referendum on it and goes into effect on June 7th, absent the accumulation of significant signatures to put it on the ballot as a matter of the public will. And I want to talk to you just a little bit about why I think a referendum is not a good idea. Two reasons. First is, I think that the matter of civil marriage for same-sex couples is directly analogous to the ban on interracial marriage that was the rule in this country for many, many years. Based on a biblical interpretation of some Old Testament stories and the fervent belief that the races should not mix. We find this amusing today, but up until 1967, many people in the United States did believe and enforce anti-interracial marriage laws. In Loving versus Virginia, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down the miscegenation laws of the state of Virginia, and we've recognized interracial marriage as a right of our citizens ever since. I think this is equally true with same-sex marriage. We don't, as a general rule, use direct democracy tools like initiative and referendum to deal with civil rights issues. Our founding fathers were very concerned about the tyranny of the majority over the rights and privileges of the minority of our citizens. For that reason, I do believe that a referendum is an inappropriate tool in this case. I should say and remind folks here in the state of Washington that only about 20 states have the right of initiative and referendum. The other states manage to govern themselves quite well without it. The genesis of these direct democracy tools was the finding at the time that big economic interests could sometimes trump the interests of small farmers and businessmen. And so during that populist period of the late 1800s, early 1900s, these were very popular items to put into state constitutions. In any event, that's why I oppose the referendum on the legislation, why I will certainly work against the referendum as we go forward this year. My contact information is running across the bottom of the screen. As always, I am extremely privileged to serve you. Have a great week.